Yeah, so my name's Rhys Bailey. I'm a third year Media and Communication and Journalism student at Montfort University.
The point of interview today, Rhys, is just to find out your experience. I know you've been here since first year. This is now your third year.
Yeah.
And then during this third year, maybe that's when you are most affected by lockdown. What is your experience? What can you say about lockdown?
So lockdown hasn't been great. I think it's gone on longer than anyone would have liked or anticipated. I've struggled more than I thought I would have, especially given the length of time that lockdown's been going on for. I didn't quite realise the importance of the social aspect of uni. Like working from home has been such a struggle in ways that I never expected. It's so difficult to disconnect and disassociate from when you should be working and when you should take leisure time to relax, because there's no difference in those spaces, if that makes sense. So I would literally work in my bedroom and also go to sleep there, and it just became horribly unhealthy. The winter time in particular was really difficult. I felt I don't have seasonal depression, but I think I've never understood it more than I have this year. Winter was horrible. I just felt no drive or determination or energy to do anything. I had no enthusiasm, despite knowing the amount of work that needed doing and that I had this time to do it because I wasn't going out and socialising. But it also, you get caught in sort of like trapped in a loop, in a sort of headspace of, well, it's not like I'm doing anything, so I should be working. But because working is all that you basically do, you only work at sort of half of your usual pace. And then when you do take that time to relax, you feel guilty because you're like, well, it's not like I've had a hard day or had to go anywhere, I should be working. That was my personal experience with it anyway, and it's just not healthy. Like the university themselves have done their best. All of my lecturers have been really lovely and supportive, which I'm very lucky about because I've heard some horror stories from some of my peers. And it took a while to adapt to the online learning, and it was a case of making the best out of a bad situation.
Would you say there are any problems which you encountered during online lectures or lessons or assignments, or say discussions with your other peer groups?
The main thing has been the working from home and trying to stay motivated. Obviously everyone's had Wi-Fi issues. I don't know a single person that's had an online lecture where their Wi-Fi's dropped out and they've vanished all of a sudden. It certainly happened to me. In terms of online learning, it was a case of just forcing yourself to do it. No, it wasn't the most convenient. It wasn't the most convenient means of learning, but you know, again, it's everyone doing their best to adapt to the situation. It was just, in terms of assignments, as I say, it was just really difficult to stay focused and motivated. You know, because in previous years I have had, I'll go to the library, that is that space to learn. Or even if I did work from home last year, it was a case of, well, at least I can make plans to go out and meet someone and, you know, have lunch or go for a few drinks or see a film or something. The main thing is that it's just these sort of, every day morphed into the same one, and Groundhog Day, and it would be a cycle of going to bed, waking up, thinking, I've got all this work to do, having no energy to do it, going to bed thinking, it's going to be the same thing again tomorrow, and repeat. It's been a horrible cycle throughout the whole year.
Considering the incoming of the vaccine, Are you foreseeing any improvement with this situation we are facing?
The vaccine is a wonderful aspect, and hopefully it will speed along the process of returning to normalcy. It's not a be all and end all. There's still a lot we need to consider and do in terms of, you know, being safe and following the precautions. I work part-time during this pandemic. Let me start that again. The vaccine is great. Will hopefully speed along the process of getting back to normalcy, but it's not the be-all and end-all. We still need to follow the safety precautions that are in place. I've been working part-time throughout the whole pandemic, and I've had the procedures drilled into me. At my place of work, I have to sanitize my hands at least every 15 minutes, and we wipe down all of the surfaces in the workspace every 15 minutes or half an hour. And I sort of follow that outside, like wearing a face mask now. I'm completely desensitized to it because I wear it for 4, 6, 8 hours at a time at work, depending on how long I'm called in for. And yeah, it's so easy to give in to temptation and break the protocols. I will confess I've sort of done that myself. I've met people outside for lunch once or twice. The temptation is there, but yeah, everyone needs to just carry on. As difficult as it is, and you know, mental health is a massive thing that's been impacted this year. And for people that had pre-existing depression and mental health issues before this whole lockdown, I can't begin to imagine how it's feeling for them. It is sadly just a case of we've got to carry on and follow these protocols because these dates on the pathway that have been set out, for example, everyone keeps talking about the 21st of June. You know, these are targets, these are not definites. We are not definitely going to be okay by the 21st of June. We are only going to be okay on that target date if we follow the protocols and guidelines continuously. As I say, the vaccine is helping to speed things along, hopefully, but it's not the be-all and end-all. It's not the final answer. We still need to be really careful.
I know this is a difficult time. Still, we need to get our courses through, our degrees.
Yeah.
Do you have anything which you might say I have learned through this difficult time?
Yeah, don't do a degree during a pandemic. It's been a real struggle this year. In a lot of ways, I wish I'd taken a gap year in hindsight. It's been more of a struggle than I ever thought it was, than I ever thought it would be, and this year has just not been the most conductive year for learning. You know, this is not just my story, this is the story for students up and down the country. It's been one of the most challenging things I've ever had to deal with in my 26 years of life.